Introducing a stitch that you will need for much sprang lace. Peter Collingwood calls this stitch 2-2 interlacing, and Hella Skowronski calls it doubles. You see one of these stitches in the very center of each of these 3 clovers. You can also use this stitch to make a lovely lace grid. This is where we will begin. This is my pattern for 2 of these clovers. We begin on row 4, making 2 holes, and then on row 6 we'll work the double stitches. But let's start with row 4 here. Row 4 is a plait row, so we begin with a edge stitch, pick up 2, put 1 down, and then we're going to work 2 plain stitches and 2, and then a left edge stitch, pick up 1, put 2 down. This completes the first grouping of plain stitches, and it opens the first hole in the cloth. I now work a right edge stitch, pick up 2, put 1 down, and then 5 plain stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a left edge stitch to open the second hole. Finishing the row, we've got a right edge stitch, 2 plain stitches, and a left edge stitch. We've got 2 holes in the cloth. The next row is the overplait row, where we work plain stitches all the way across, and those holes are going to remain in place. The holes do not close on this row. We work plain stitches all the way across the row. Pick up, put down, pick up, put down, pick up, put down, and the hole does not close. I work plain stitches, pick up, put down, all the way across. That's row 5, and the holes are still there. On row 6, we're going to close the holes, and at the same time, we're going to make 2 other holes, 1 to each side. This is the double stitch. Row 6 begins with a right edge stitch, 1 plain stitch, and then a left edge stitch. Pick up 1, put 2 down. Now the double stitch. I've got these 2 threads left over before the hole. I'm going to pick up one of those back threads and 1 more. I pick up 2 back threads, 1 back thread from either side of the hole, pick up these 2, and I put 2 down. That's the double stitch. I then work a right edge stitch, pick up 2, put 1 down, 3 plain stitches, pick up, put down, pick up, put down, and then a left edge stitch, pick up 1, put 2 down. That leaves me with 1 pair of threads, a front and a back thread before the hole, and I'm going to pick up 2 back threads, 1 back thread from either side of the hole. So these 2 threads is what I pick up. I pick up these 2, and then I'm going to put 2 threads down, 1 from each side of the hole. That's the double stitch. Then right edge stitch, 1 plain, left edge stitch. That's row 6. Let's see what we've got. Yes. Now where we had 1 hole, that hole is closed, and we've got 2 holes replacing. 1 hole on the previous row and 2 holes here. That's row 6, the plait row with the doubles. Row 7 is an overplait row, plain stitches all the way across, but some people get a little confused what happens on those plain stitches below the double stitch. This is what happens. We take the first back thread. It's the first of the 2 sitting back here. Pick this one up, put 1 down, and then there's 1 more pair. Pick 1 up, put 1 down. I continue working plain stitches. Below this edge stitch, I need to sort out these threads, make sure they're in correct order. That's the right one. Pick up and put down, pick up and put down, pick up and put down, plain stitches all the way across. Here's the other edge stitch, and here's the next doubles. I spread the threads out so I can identify the 2 front threads and the 2 back threads. Pick up the first back thread, put 1 down, and then pick up the second back thread, put 1 down. Those are the stitches that go below the doubles. I now carry on, finish the row, working plain stitches, pick up, put down, all the way across. And there we have it. Those 2 holes we made earlier are closed by the doubles, and we have a hole on either side of the double stitch. To complete the pattern, row 8, we're really going to repeat row 4. We're going to close the holes created by the doubles, and we're going to create a new hole right down the center of each double. This is a plait row. I begin with the right edge stitch, 2 plain, and then a left edge stitch, Notice we're now right in the middle of that double stitch. I work a right edge stitch, pick up 2, that's 1 back thread from either side of the hole, put 1 down, and then 5 plain stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A left edge stitch, pick up 1, put 2 down, and that brings me right to the center of that double stitch up above, and then a right edge stitch here closing this hole. Pick up 2, put 1 down, 2 plain stitches, and a left edge stitch, and now you can really see those clovers happening. I need to work an overplate row to reset the threads. That'll be row 9, and row 10 will be a plate row. I'll work row 10 without any fancy stitches. That'll close off the holes and finish off the pattern. I'm working row 9 really quickly here. It's plain stitches all the way across. You know how to do that. And this is what it looks like at the end of row 9. After the end of that overplate row, the holes continue, and I'm going to close them up on row 10. This is just a regular plate row. Begins with an edge stitch, plain stitches all the way across, and this plain stitch will close the hole at the bottom of this clover. I work plain stitches over to the next one. This plain stitch closes off the hole at the bottom of the second clover. Then I continue with plain stitches all the way to the end of the row. And here's the completed first pair of clovers. My challenge to you is now to try a second clover centering below the first 2. For more information on Sprang and SprangLace, visit my website, spranglady.com.